All right, JHK here for the AllStar, and join me right now is Fury FC lightweight contender Trey Ogden. Trey, what's going on, man?
Another beautiful day, brother. How are you?
Oh, good, man. Of course, it's a beautiful day. You just got done with training. What was today's session like?
Today was a little lighter. I pushed 4 workouts yesterday, which is way too much. I shouldn't have done that, but I was feeling it. So today I just did like 30 minutes of jiu-jitsu rolling, just flowing around.
Yeah, I noticed that your last two fights were at welterweight, and this time
Yeah,
around you're coming back down to lightweight for this fight. Why did you decide to drop down?
I should be a lightweight. I walk around about 172 to 175. My other fights were originally scheduled lightweight fights, but then they fell off. The opponents fell off, and so they were short notice replacements. And I've got about 6 or 7 pro fights at welterweight, and I did all my amateur fights at welterweight. But it's my true walk weight, so it's just not ideal. So at the high level, I'm trying to be at 155. That's my weight class.
For sure. And man, I was just looking at your record, and the last time you fought was in August of 2020, and you've
Yeah.
had some unfortunate events happen throughout that time. Talk about going through all of that, the injuries, the
Yeah.
withdrawals, everything.
Yeah, man. So I had a fight. So I had a hernia. I had 2 inguinal hernias for about 2 years, and I did 3 fights with them. And I opened the gym. I have an affiliate gym with James Krause, about 20 minutes away from his gym. And I opened the gym, and about 6 months into teaching all day long and training all day long, I was just like, man, I can't do these hernias anymore. So I went and got a hernia surgery, and I already had a fight contracted for 4 months out. That was the March 5th fight, and I recovered from the hernia surgery, and I was like so happy to be like done with that because it was like a lot to deal with. And I started training. I was 1 week out from the fight, and I popped a rib. Like I've never popped a rib before, and it was just like I was hitting pads light, and it was like the weirdest thing. And I like popped a rib, and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even teach for like 3 weeks. And it was like 1 week before the fight, and I had a main event fight on FAC, and I've been at the doorstep for a while of the next level, and so it really sucked, man. It's the first time in 27 fights I had to pull out of a fight, but we immediately rescheduled for May, and then I got back in shape again. I was in the best shape of my life, and I had this collarbone. I don't. They never even diagnosed it. I just woke up one morning, I had this really sharp pain in my SC joint, and I was like, man, that's weird. And then over like 2 days, it progressed to where my neck was locked up, and so I started going to chiropractors and this that. I ended up having like MRIs, and I went to a whole bunch of specialists, and they never could figure out what was wrong. But I couldn't lift my arm above my shoulder fight week, and I didn't want to pull out 2 times in a row. It really wasn't sitting good with me. But I mean, me and my team obviously decided I couldn't even get my right hand to my face. I was in max level pain all day, every day, and it was just not ideal. I couldn't perform, and that took 4 fucking months to heal, bro. And so that's what I've just been teaching and coaching for 4 months. And then as soon as the collarbone was ready to train, I got back in camp, and I've been training for about 3 months straight now, and I've never felt better. I've made some changes to my training regimen and my training volume. I used to be a little too intense. I used to prepare for these fights by just destroying my body like Navy SEAL style for like as long as I could, and I realized that just wasn't necessary anymore, and it was actually to my detriment. And so I've trained a little less volume this time, and I've 100% injury free. I'm healthier than I was at the beginning of camp. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm faster than I've ever been. I feel great now. So it was a huge little bit of a learning curve for me, a little bit of reflection time for me, and it gave me a chance to really sit back and analyze some things. And I made some huge mental adjustments as well, like just with myself as a person.
Outside the adjustments in training, and you mentioned the reflection and the mental adjustments. What was that like? Could you delve into that?
Well, it was like I like wasn't able to fight for like what I mean, like a year and a half, and it just like I don't know, like I got to sit back and like I used to train like camp. I was in fight camp year round, year round, year round, and this was the first time I like couldn't train, and so I had just like time to like analyze and reflect, and I watched all my old fights back, and I thought back over a lot of my mindset over my training and my fighting and everything, and I just had like a lot of realizations, as you would if you. I stayed in the gym the whole time coaching, so I was on the mats all day, every day. So like for the first time, I was watching all the live rounds instead of doing the live rounds, and it was just like it's kind of weird because I feel like when I started training, I was better like the first day already, and I thought I was gonna be like rusty and stuff, but I think I made a lot of really good strides in that time, mentally, physically, and technically.
Definitely. And now you're rolling into this fight. the main event fight for the Fury FC lightweight title, November 14th in Colorado. When they offered you this, man, coming off that long layoff, you must have been happy as hell.
Yeah. Oh, so I think James Krause called me at like 10 o'clock and he was like, there's an opportunity. It's like Dana White's looking for a fight. And I was like, just say yes and call me back with the details. I don't care who it is. Say yes. So I was like, is it a lightweight? He was like, yeah. But I'm like, I don't care who it is. Say yes. And so I interrupted him immediately. I was so happy. I've been so happy. I've never been happier to have a fight. I've just been extremely grateful for the opportunity, and the timing is perfect for me. And man, I just really want to show what I have to express.
Yeah, man, patience and the silver
Yeah.
lining from all the stuff that you went through is this opportunity, because you said you were knocking at the door, and now it's time to blast that door through and
Yeah,
get
man.
signed.
Yeah, it's not fun to get sit on the bench for a whole year of your physical prime. Like that was extremely frustrating for me, but I made the most of the time, and I'm ready to show that I'm a better fighter than I ever was before.
Okanovich, he's a Bellator Contender Series vet, solid record, 8-2. What type of fighter do you see in him?
He's a striker, I think mostly. He's got some okay grappling. I'm really not impressed too much with Okanovich. He's good, not great. Uh, he's decent everywhere, but he's got no real danger factors. He's a striker with no knockouts on his record. His last fight, he's the one that got dropped. He's winning decisions and split decisions. Falls apart in the second round. I think it's a great matchup for me. Honestly, I do believe I'm levels ahead of Okanovich.
Do you feel like with your time off, and you said you went back and watched your old fights, do you think that you got better at analyzing footage throughout that time?
Well, definitely because I'm in charge of my own fight team now, and that's something that's different for me. I've had my gym open for almost 2 years now, and I have about 20 guys that are fighting under me now that I'm coaching, and so like it was really interesting because I got to analyze like other people's opponents like constantly. Like I'm the matchmaker for all of my fighters, so I'm just all day long like analyzing other fights, watching tons of fighters, analyzing matchups, and then executing those fights and the game plans, putting the game plans together, coaching, being cage side, watching other fighters' mental process has been really interesting for me, and watching other fighters' personalities and stuff like that, and how that plays out on fight night. And coaching has been just like I was the jiu-jitsu coach at James Krause's gym before I opened this one, but I wasn't coaching MMA. And coaching MMA for the last 2 years, I think, has been the number one thing that's going to make advancements for me. It's changed me a lot. I'm way better, way more organized, a lot more complete, I feel. And I have a different like vision, obviously, of it. I have a coach's vision as well now.
Yeah, no better person out there. There's not many better than James Krause to be a fighter
No.
coach.
Yeah, he is, exactly. And he's the example I'm looking up to. I'm just following his blueprint.
So what do you envision, man, in this fight coming up, man? It's a big spot for you.
Yeah, man, I think that I'm going to dominate JJ all the way around, break his face open and choke him to sleep.
All right, very simple. I like it. And one last question, man, before I let you go. Open judging is something that has been coming up. In Japan, they've been using it for a while. Kansas has been using it as well.
Yeah.
Colorado. Yeah, you guys know. Yeah.
We've been doing that. Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
Colorado, they recently adopted it, so they're going to utilize it, I
Awesome.
believe, in 2022. What is your take on this system and how it impacts fights?
Well, we definitely need to have open judging. It has to happen. Like, we can't be going into round 3 not knowing the score. Like, what other sport does that? It's like we don't even know the score. It's like we're not even sure how to score. Like, it's a crazy sport. We don't know how to score, and we don't know the score. So it's like that just doesn't seem like ideal. And it does. In Kansas, we've been doing the open scoring, and it's super simple. They just hold an iPad up to your corner when you're coaching, and it's so easy to see. And you see all 3 judges, and you know where we're at, and we can tell the fight. Hey, we won that round. Hey, we lost that round. I think it's completely necessary. For me though, I'm not trying to go to the judges. I'm trying to finish my opponent. I'm not satisfied unless I make my kill. Decisions don't count. You can take them off my record.
All right, I got you, man. November 14th, Fury FC 53, main event, title fight. Trey Ogden, thank you so much, man, for the time. Enjoy the rest of the camp, and good luck, man, getting that contract.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the time as well.